I've been asked a few times in the comments what I play when I go to my locals, and at the moment I'm playing the standard single strike Lugia deck.
Boring!
However, it wasn't always that straightforward. I used to play this build of Magnezone EX, and today we're going to have a look at it and see how it performs online. So I think I've answered this a couple of times in the comment section. When I go to my locals, I do play Lugia V-Star. However, I used to play Magnezone EX. I used to absolutely love playing this deck. It caught people off guard because of that energy crush attack, which does 50 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. So as they were stacking energy left, right and centre, you could be hitting for silly numbers. For 2 energy, you can use Pulse Launcher, which hits for 220 but does 30 damage to yourself. There's a couple of cards in this deck that combat that quite well though, so we'll have a look at those. But we use the standard Scarlet and Violet base set Magnemite in this, which has got that magnetic switch, which is great sometimes. If you've got quite a few of these on your bench and you're starting to build energies up, you can switch them with 1 energy cost into one that you haven't got energy on, or something else that you're not too bothered about. And then we got that mighty Electro Ball attack for 10 damage. Absolutely whopping 10 damage. Another card that I play in here is this Luxray. I don't play the Luxio, I don't play the Shinx in here, I just play this Luxray because of that explosiveness ability, which if you get this card in your hand when you're setting up, you can play it face down as your active Pokemon. If you get it any other time throughout the game, you can't use it. I'll be honest, it's worth playing, and I used to play 4 of these in here just to increase the odds of actually getting one first turn. The reason it's worth playing, we'll go back to that, is because of that Seeking Fangs attack, which for 1 energy allows you to search your deck for 2 trainer cards, reveal them and put them into your hand. So what you can do first turn is get yourself set up with a Magnemite, get an Ultra Ball, a Rare Candy, that sort of thing, and then get your Magnezone kicking second turn. So it used to be fairly standard. I used to play the Magnezone, the Magnemite, the Luxray. I used to play Bidoof, which I still play in there now. Obviously, I play that because of the Bibarel engine. That's my main draw engine in this deck. And I also used to play Skwovet in here because of Nest Stash. As soon as that came out, it went straight in the deck. So that, once during your turn, you may shuffle your hand and put it to the bottom of your deck. If you put any cards to the bottom of your deck in this way, you draw 1 card. So effectively, you've got a hand of 6 cards. You put them to the bottom of the deck and draw 1 more card. That, coupled with Bibarel for Industrious Incisors, allows me to get a new hand, which is pretty decent sometimes. The only issue I had when I was just playing those Pokemon was consistency. The consistency of it wasn't great, I'll be honest. There were a couple of games, well, there's quite a few games, I'll be honest, where I wasn't setting up quick enough and people were getting set up, so it was causing me issues. I wasn't managing to pop off quickly enough. So I changed it slightly. I dropped the numbers of Magnemites, Magnezones and Luxrays, and I added, for the Radiant, I played no Radiant, so now I play Radiant Tsareena, which is great for this deck because of that elegant heal ability, which once during a turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon, which is fantastic when you consider that Pulse Launcher hits for 220, but you're doing 30 damage to yourself. Effectively, you're only doing 10 damage to yourself for 220, which is good numbers in today's meta, really, because you think Lugia's 220, I think Giratina's 220, all those standard V Pokemon, most of those standard V Pokemon are 220, so it's good. To increase that consistency, we've got to play the big boy Miraidon in there, because that tandem unit ability, once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic lightning energy Pokemon. So usually, and you'll see this when we play, we slap down Miraidon, use tandem unit, get another Miraidon and a Magnemite, slap that down, use the other Miraidon, standard Miraidon play really. But it just increases the consistency to make sure that at the end of the first turn, I've got 3 Magnemites on the bench ready to be evolved next turn if I can get all the pieces that are needed. Backup attacker, because it's such a fantastic card, is Raikou V. With that fleet-footed, allows you to draw a card, and Lightning Rondo, which does about 200, is it 220? Two full benches, it's doing 220, but it does 20 damage for each card, plus 20. So it's a decent card. I did actually, strangely enough, drop the number of battle VIP passes, because when I added Miraidon, VIP pass wasn't as much of a big card for here. So when I added Miraidon, dropped the battle VIP passes from 4 down to 2, so we can still hit them sometimes. And obviously what that allows us to do is get the Bidoof and the Skwovet and things like that out. I've got 2 escape ropes for switch. I've got Hisuian Heavy Ball just in case I prize any of those Magnemites. I have 3 nest balls, 2 pal pad. I've got just the 1 pal pad, which is used occasionally, so I'll just go over that, but it allows you to shuffle up to 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck. Where were we? We've got 4 rare candies, because believe me, we need these. It's the only way that we can get this evolved into Magnezone. We've got no middle stage evolution, so we do use the rare candy. We use Ultra Balls, 3 of those, to get the Magnezones into play. We then got Path to Peak as well. Obviously, it's the only stadium card that we actually play in here, which is a bit strange. I have thrown about the idea of actually using other stadiums like Messagoza and things like that, potentially get your what they're called, Magnezones out quicker. But Path to Peak, because when we're set up with Miraidon, Raikou, as I said, is a backup attacker, but when we're set up with Miraidon, really you're not using any other abilities other than Elegant Heal. And I'll be honest, late game you're not going to need it as much. I played 2 copies of Avery, which is a card that went out of fashion a little bit, but I do like this card. Draw 3 cards. If you draw any cards in this way, your opponent discards Pokemon from their bench until they have 3. So it drops 2 off their bench if they've got a full bench. We played 2 copies of Boss, which is effectively 3 copies if you count Palpad. We've got 1 copy of Cheryl. I used to play 3 of these because you're attacking for 1 energy with the Magnezone. So the idea is, if it gets stacked with damage, what you can do is use Cheryl to get rid of that energy and effectively heal it. So you can heal for 300 damage for effectively. So you could heal for 300 damage just for the 1 energy. So it's a pretty cool card, but I did drop it down to 1 because I didn't find I was using it very often. We've got Colress, which is another method of draw. Obviously, we all know what Colress's experiment does. We've got the 1 of Iono. We've got 2 Judge, 2 Raihan, which is a fantastic card in this deck. It really is good because it allows you to get that pulse launcher off quite quickly if a Magnemite's been taken out. Basically, if you attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, you can search your deck for any card and then shuffle it. So it's a really good card for getting yourself set up quite early on if you haven't done so. I still play Cleansing Gloves. I don't know why. When I built this deck, a lot of people were playing Guardy. A lot of people were toying with Guardy as well. So Cleansing Gloves just allows you to hit for 250 against Gardevoir EX and all of the other smaller Guardies, the Shiny Arcana Guardies. And then we're playing 11 Lightning Energy. So we can get those stacked. We don't need an awful lot of Lightning Energy. The Pokemon that's using the most Lightning Energy is Miraidon, which I don't really use as an attacker. But if we needed to, it's there. So we can use that. But what we're going to do, we're going to jump into a few games and see how it performs online.
So it will be interesting to see if I can actually remember how to play this deck, because it has been about 3 or 4, possibly even longer months since I actually last played this. That's not the best opening hand to show this off. What we want to start with is that Luxray, ideally. That one there. And we do get the Miraidon as well, so we can actually start getting bits and pieces kicking off quite early, which is good for us. But yeah, it has been a while since I played this. I have updated it in the online version of the game to the nice 2023 sleeves that you can buy with the coins. We'll see how we get on. The draw engine obviously is, as I mentioned, the Bibarel. But we have got to get us kicking off the Miraidon. So we can attach to the Luxray, because we are going to use that Luxray for the first few turns. We're going to use Tandem Unit. With the Tandem Unit, we can get another Miraidon and a Magnemite. Then we can also use the other Miraidon to get the Magnemite and Two Magnemites, or do we want... Yeah, we're going to go for the two Magnemites because we want to try and show off the Magnezone and what it can do first. But other than that, there isn't anything else we can do. So we are just going to pass. We've got a nice little bench set up there. We've got the Magnemites ready to go. The only issue we can have with this deck sometimes, if we don't get those evolved fairly quickly, obviously the issue we can have, I've just realised we've left no space on the bench for the Bidoof either, which is a slight issue. Very, very slight issue. It does seem that people are starting to play Arceus V again as well, which went a little bit quiet for a while. We are going to bring up one of the Magnemites. I don't mind too much. Hopefully we can get a... That's frustrating. So, we're going to attach to the Magnemite up here. I think the best thing we can do in this situation is it Colrus or is it... Oh no, yeah, we're going to Colrus. Gives us a look at a few cards. Is there a rare candy? There isn't a rare candy in here, which is a little bit annoying. But we can get the Raihan. We're not going to need Cheryl for now. So we can afford to get rid of that in the Lost Zone. But we can now magnetic switch into the Luxray, because ideally we don't want to lose these Magnemites too early on. So that's one of the main issues. We would have used Seeking Fangs as the attack that turn. And Seeking Fangs there allows you to search for 2 trainer cards, which is absolutely fantastic really, really early on in the game, because it allows you to get quite a few in your hand quite early. Those Raihans are the key to this deck. We can attach every time something gets knocked out. We can actually attach energies. I did recently play, well, I say recently, not long ago. I played this in a cup competition, which I didn't do particularly well at. So it dropped off then, and I would say that was in summer. So it's probably been over 3 or 4 months since I last played this, which is a good one. But I thought people have asked for it before. It'll be interesting to actually show this deck off a little bit, show what it can do, and see how it works exactly. They are going in with the Peonia, which allows them to swap 3 of their prize cards with 3 cards in hand. Put up to 3 prize cards into your hand. Then for each prize card you put into your hand in this way, put a card from your hand face down as a prize card. So they've still got 6 in there. They're not getting any particular upsets. But we are going to attach down here as well, because if we can get the Magnezone and the... that's annoying. I'm going to have to IO now. It's a bit frustrating because he had one of those Magnezones in hand, but we need the Magnezone and the rare candy, which we don't get. Okie dokie. So we can path. Will cause some issues. I'm not exactly sure what I'm playing against, but we can then Seeking Fangs for 50 damage, and it allows us to go into the deck for a rare candy and an Ultra Ball. Yeah. So we're set up now for next turn for the Magnezone EX play. If we can get it out. It is only hitting for 50 at the moment. So the Magnezone EX, as I mentioned earlier, it does hit for 50 for every energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. So it's now hitting for 150. You see the logic there. We've got 50, 100, 150. And now we're going to boss in the Magnemite, which we're not overly worried about, because we are still hitting for 100. So they can take that, which I don't particularly mind, because this is free retreat. So we can stick this back out, and we can get one of the Magnemites set up. And we are hitting for 200 now. It's a little bit shy of what we need it to hit for, but even more frustratingly, the second attack also only does 220. We are just hitting just short, unless we can get Defiance Band or something. We are going to Ultra Ball away the Cleansing Gloves, because we don't really need those, and an Escape Rope. We're going to go in for the Magnezone. And then we can Rare Candy evolve the Magnezone over here. not much point in using the Avery at the moment, so we are going to Colrus for an energy, which we do need. I can't check deck. We do need the Bibarel. We've only got 2 of those in deck, so. One, two, three. There is Magnemite in the discard as well, so. Not in the discard, in the prize cards. I thought there was. Oh no. Oh dear. Okie dokie. Anyway, we'll attach down here. And that is hitting for 50. That is hitting for 220, but doing 50 damage, 30 damage to itself. And that is hitting for 200 at the moment. So it's only left on 2 Seeking Fangs for 50. And then we can get a couple of other bits and pieces from the deck that we need. So we're going to get Raihan, because that will allow us to attach if they take the other Magnemite out. Or even if they take the... What have we got? We could get those other 2 Colrus back as well. Oh, what have we got in hand? We get the rare candy. Make sure that that's in hand for next turn. They probably will boss and take out the Magnemite. If they don't, they are taking the Luxray, which we don't mind, because it is only a single prize run. We can then go in next turn for the knockout on the Arceus V-Star. I am tempted to try and get Boss to boss in the other Arceus, because they do look like... So we now have enough energy attached across the board to hit for 300, which is good. We're happy with that. Not entirely sure why there aren't any more Pokemon on the bench, which is frustrating because we've got that we've got that Avery in hand as well. So are they going to go for Boss here? Are they going to go for Judge? Which doesn't hurt too much, to be honest. Okay. Yep. Okay. So they're going to take the knockout on the Luxray, which we don't mind, because we are going to take knockout on this fresh Arceus V-Star. So there, we're then keeping in the prize race here by catching them with that. So we're going to bring up the Magnezone EX. The big boy can start hitting now. Unfortunately, we haven't actually got... Let me just double check to make sure that he's hitting for 300. We haven't got the... Yeah, that's annoying. Slightly concerned that they're going to use Boss to get rid of the Magnemite. But I am just going to use Energy Crush for the knockout on the Arceus. However, that means we're back down to 150. Can do 30 damage to ourselves and take the knockout on the Arceus if we can attach another energy next turn with Pulse Launcher, which does 220 damage. So we're hitting it for enough. But we'll see what the plan is for them with this Lake Acuity. Another Arceus. We are 4 and 4. I don't believe there's any way they can take knockout on the Magnezone. There isn't. It is on 180. I don't particularly like. And they're going to stack energies as well, so... Yeah, they are ready for a knockout next turn, so we do need... We have got the Magnezone. I didn't even spot that we have that in hand. So we can rare candy Magnezone. We are going to get slightly ahead in the prize race at some point soon. And that's hitting for 280 now, so we don't need to worry about... We're going to leave... Do we leave that in hand? We're going to attach that down here just in case we get taken out. We've got 2 on that then. And we will just have a look in deck as well, which allows us to shuffle everything up a little bit as well. We have got the Bidoof, the Bibarel, we've got the Radiant Tsareena, which would be useful. We can find that. We've got 2 path left as well. Now we got. We don't want to risk, actually. No. We don't want to risk benching something that's easily taken out. We've already got these 2 Miraidons down here, so we don't really want to risk that. So we are just going to take the knockout with the Energy Crush. And hope that they haven't got the V-Star in hand for the next turn. We are ahead on prize cards now, so assuming they don't take... Yeah, it's still rough. Assuming they don't evolve this next turn, they can use Power Rage, which will take the knockout. Will it? No, it won't. Fantastic. So even Power Rage at this point won't take the knockout on the Magnezone. They do get the V-Star. Okie dokie. They can't take knockout next turn unless they have something else up their sleeve. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. We'll see. It does look like it's going in our favour at the moment. They are going to take knockout on the Magnezone EX. Shame we haven't got Raihan in hand, which would allow us to start attaching to the Miraidon. And it would also let us go straight into the... Yeah, use your words. Okay, there we go. So they do take knockout. They are going to take 2 prize cards. We can't take knockout next turn. However, if they manage to boss something up, that could cause us some issues. Okie dokie. Not the best of situations. I'll touch down here. We're going to bench the Skwovet. Yeah, so it's only hitting for 150. So we could use that twice. Don't really want to start stacking damage counters on myself. So we are actually going to... They can't take knockout either. Only doing 200 on the Miraidons. The only thing they can take knockout on is the single prize Skwovet. So we are just going to Energy Crush for 150. Does put us in range next turn to take the last 2 prizes. Like riding a bike. Like riding a bike. This hasn't been the most difficult of first matchups, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Deck I haven't seen for a while. They are going to boss something up. Use Cheryl's Care. Okay. Okie dokie. I think that wins us the game because we can actually escape rope into the Miraidon and then retreat the Miraidon back. So what we can do, we could just boss it in actually. There we go, and then we will use Pulse Launcher for 220 for the knockout and 30 damage to ourselves. And that is why we play the Radiant Tsareena, because we do damage to ourselves, so over time we can actually build those up and get the Magnezone EX back down to 0. We also pay the Cheryl for that as well. But we are hitting 1050 damage. Okie dokie. So, we will see what we're playing against here, because none of the deck box or anything like that gives anything away. It's either a very, very, very good bluff, or we're playing against a Pikachu deck. It could be. There's potential for that. There's potential. We are going first. Would be nice to go second at some point. A little bit of a different start there. So we do get the Raikou V to start, which does allow us to fleet foot for another card. I think we are just going to stack energies onto... United Wings. A deck that I haven't seen in a very, very long time. So we are going to fleet foot and I hope for something useful. That is the something useful we're talking about. We're going to get the Miraidon. And then we can go in for the second Miraidon. And here's where people think, oh, he's playing a Miraidon deck. But I'm not. The Miraidon is just there for the support. And I think just going to go in one more Magnezone. I would like to make sure that we've got the draw engine later on. And then we can enter. Okay. We need to hope now that they don't absolutely stack their discard pile with United Wings. I did see a Flamigo there, which worries me slightly though. Going for a nest ball for the Squawkabilly. Yep, for the Instaflock. Fill the hand out. They are going to use the Squawkabilly then to get rid of all those bad boys. So what are they going to be hitting for at the moment? 60. None in there yet. Squawk and Seize. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitting for 100. Potentially more. 120. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Can they attach for turn? $140. This deck. This deck. Is it 140? 160. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. Fleet-footed. Right, we are going to evolve the Magnezone. Oh dear, oh dear. Frustrating thing with the Avery is they will get rid of the Squawkabilly and the Flamigo and just make it even stronger. Either way, we might have to use it next turn. Unless we can get boss, obviously. That is one prize card. However, they are going to get ahead in the prize race quite quickly. So it is now hitting for 200, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 8. No, surely not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 180. They did another one in there. Don't get it from the Pokestop, but they do get a level ball, and then the refinement will get rid of it. So they are taking knockout on the Raikou next turn. I don't like. The fact that we've got the Flamigo also causes issues because... Oh no, it's hitting. It'll be hitting for 200, assuming they can get it on there. The good thing about the Magnezone EX is it is a big chunky boy. So... 4, 7, 9. Still a 9 in there. They prize some Murkrows.
The silence is purely down to fear. Total fear. Still not enough, is it? They're doing 10, so they're doing 200 damage. I'm not even doing that yet. Ah! 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 Fair enough. We knew... we thought it might have been coming. We did think it was coming. We are going to... yeah, we're going to put forward the Magnezone. We do need this evolved. We do need it evolved. We are going to... okay. So, Raihan to attach to the big boy. He's only hitting for 50 at the moment. We do need another attachment. Is it desperation stage where I go in for an energy card just to guarantee a knockout? Yeah, it's going to have to be. Earthen Vessel may be useful in these situations. Get the other Magnemite out now as well. Do we Palpad? No, we don't. We're going to use Pokestop. That wasn't great. That wasn't great at all. We do guarantee knockout on the Ditto. This is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Okay, we've got Iono from that. So they're hitting for 200 at the moment still, aren't they? 1, 3, 6. Yeah, okay, so they're hitting for 200. Ultimately, next turn, if we use Escape Rope anyway, destroyed the microphone out of anger. That was out of total anger. I nearly broke. What have I done with that? Anger and frustration at the United Wings deck has caused this. They taken themselves down to 1. Yeah, so they're still at 10. The other option is that we try and deck them out. Because we can get Cheryl now as well. That will cause an awful lot of frustration for them, wouldn't it? Yeah, Squawkabilly. I use Avery, they get rid of Squawkabilly. I don't really want to do that. Don't really want to put them back down to 4 cards either. See what they do with Escape Rope. We don't want to put that in the discard yet, do we? No matter what we put forward, everything's getting knocked out. And there's no way we're getting another switch off this, is there? No. There isn't. Yeah, frustratingly. Actually, is it frustrating? No, down to 4. Hope for an energy. Okay. Get boss for next turn as well, which is good. But they are taking knockout on the Magnezone. Yeah, not the best. Slightly concerning because they may now they may be able to boss up the Magnezone. If they don't, can attach and take knockout on the Squawkabilly for 2 prizes. They are going to take 2 prizes back. Seven cards in hand. Yeah. God. Every time, man. Every time. Yeah. That hurts. We haven't got another Magnezone in deck. 1. No way we're getting that. I really dislike meme decks like this. Hated it when it first came out. Still hate it now. And then we have the Esparthra deck, which is... let's see if I can find a... while I'm losing. Only got 3 cards. Don't know exactly what they're looking for. Not retreating this turn. Esparthra. I am playing. Is it the Esparthra? Esparthra? There we go. Esparthra, okie dokie. X. Would have been helpful if I'd noticed what they're hitting for then, wouldn't it? I think they're hitting for enough to take that out. Yeah, and that is game. Frustrating, like. Let me see if I can get this very quickly. Quickly. £14. There we go. Oopsie daisy. So, the stance ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during the... you may prevent all damage from affected attacks of your opponent's Pokemon. Very frustrating, actually. Extremely frustrating. Yeah, so... what were they hitting for? They didn't have it. They didn't have enough. That was the only play we had towards the end there, was to try and get them to deck out, and they did it themselves. Wow. That may be the first time I've ever beaten the United Wings deck. And it was down to the sadness from the opponent. And we got to see a little deck in there as well. We got to see the Esparthra card.
If that's something you want to see me try and play on a video at some point, drop a comment in the comment section and I'll try and put a deck together. We might even just build the deck that I've just shown you. We can have a look at that and see how that plays. I'm not a fan, but maybe playing it a little bit will help me get used to it. Okie dokie, so we are not getting the choice, but we are getting to choose whether we go second. We are going to go second. I've made many mistakes over the months and months I use this deck. 4 energy. I couldn't find any. What you didn't see between takes was a game that was absolute trash because I played against Tinglu and I was about 23 cards in the deck again and I got nothing. We do get the Luxray. I got nothing. Frustratingly, we need to top deck Miraidon or a Nest Ball. Miraidon, Nest Ball. Something else. Don't know what else. I think what else is in this deck. Oh. I don't know why that came in my head. Arceus V. Are we playing against Charizard? Arctina is back again. People are playing Arctina again. It is on its way back, I think. But we'll see. To be fair, I've had some decent matchups with Arctina before with this deck. Weekends. There's nothing that can do 220 first turn, unfortunately. The Raikou, we got Nest Ball anyway, so we are going to see. It's going to be another Arceus, I would guess. It is Arceus, not Arceus. No matter how many times people try to say Arceus, and this is going to start an absolute argument in the comment section. Try to refrain, but it is definitely Arceus. I 100% stand by that. Because we have got the Arc Phone that's used in Legends Arceus. And if we pronounce that the same way that we pronounce the other pronunciation of Arceus, it has different connotations entirely, doesn't it? So it's Arceus, Arc Phone, not Arceus, and yeah. Moving on. Moving on. Before I get banned. Ooh, Rillaboom V. What does this do? Pokemon and Drum Rush. No. Drum Rush. That's a bit inappropriate. That might come and save the day, you know. Now, what do we want from this? We definitely want that. Yeah. Not that we've only got 2 rare candies in hand. We needed any more really, but we are gonna get the Miraidon, and we're gonna get another. Are we gonna get another Magnezone? Magnemite? No, we're gonna get the Bidoof. Because with the Miraidon, we can get the other Magnemite. That would have been a little bit of a mess, wouldn't it? That would have been a bit of a mess, I'll be honest. However, we've caused ourselves a slight problem here. Not that we could have got an electric energy in any way, but we are just going to have to, unfortunately, pass. Slightly painful, but we have to do that. Have they put any in? No, they haven't. It doesn't matter. They're going to use. They might use Power Edge. They might take the Luxray out if they can find, which they are. They're going to find the V-Star. Yep. So it does look like they're going to take the Luxray out, which is a little bit unfortunate for us.
We didn't even get it going. Starbirth. 2 cards to put in your hand, then shuffle your deck. It's a shame, really, that we didn't get another... I can't even remember what it's called. Trinity Storm? Something? No, Trinity Nova is the... Have we got on anyway? We haven't. We're going to have to wait for them to put the card down to see. Because that's how this game works. Trinity Charge, that's the one. Shame. Oh, no. Oh, no. At the bottom now as well. We got the card that we didn't want as well. If that was a rare candy, we wouldn't be in as much of a mess. 3 rare candies at the bottom. I'm sort of wishing I didn't take... It would have been in the Lost Zone anyway, I think. Okay. Problematic. Definitely problematic. And... we need these kicking. It needs to start now. That's 2. We are hitting for 250. We can take a V. We can take the rid of him. We get an energy. Frustrating, like. I don't really want to judge either. But I'm going to get rid of Cleansing Gloves and Basic Energy. Because what that allows us to do is shuffle the deck as well a little bit. And actually get the Bibarel out. Didn't think about that one, did I? We've attached Return. Then we can use Judge. Good Judge. And we can get rid of those 2. Get that. Rare Candy Magnezone, and then use Industrious Incisors. Fantastic. So that is doing 250. Industrious Incisors. Have we used? We did. We used Judge. Ah, okay. Skwovet. And can that knock us out? Can anything knock us out? Energy Crush. I imagine this... I don't know if this is a VMAX that it evolves into. If I can get the VMAX going, we may be in trouble. Aki's V-Star. Okay. Double Turbo. Even more energies for us to pick off, which we like. So we can now effectively hit for 3, 150, 300, 350. Now. If we get Cheryl. I feel we need to take this out, to be honest. Hitting for 500 at the moment. If anything else can knock it out, that is an issue. So we are going to have to Nest Stash. The game doesn't want to tell us that we can use Nest Stash. But we can definitely use Nest Stash. And then we're going to use Industrious Incisors. That's probably hurt somebody inside. Shame we didn't get Boss, really. But we couldn't have used Boss anyway. So we do 500. We do take a 2 prize, and we can take another hit unless this VMAX has an abysmal attack. Rillaboom VMAX. What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? I don't remember. It does G-Max Drum Solo for 180. This attack also does 40 to 2 of your attack. Okay. That will do. And that's pretty much what's happened whenever I've played this deck in real life. It's people start stacking energies and it causes lots, and we are going to go heads again. And we're going to hit tails. Of course we are. Of course we are. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we hit tails when we want heads? Why would we not do that? Please explain why that wouldn't happen. It always happens. Now I'll go in first. Yeah, again. We might get Luxray. We do get Luxray. And try and trick us into a mulligan here as well now, look. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We do get to use the Iono as well, potentially, which is good. What are we playing against? Arctina? Lost Box? Possibly? Who knows? Probably going to be Team Lost Box. Say a comfy slap down in a minute, aren't we? I'm taking one prize straight away here. Get rid of Path. Yeah, we're going to get rid of the other Ultra Ball because we need the bench. We need the bench set up. We go for the Miraidon. We're going to slap down the Miraidon and then use Tandem Unit to get the other Miraidon, usual, and the Magnemite. And then we're going to use the second Tandem Unit, the other two Magnemites. Leave the Raikou for now. And then we're just going to use Seeking Fangs for the knockout on the Manaphy. Might be enough to push them into just going, you know what? I'm done. Get the right hand because potentially this Luxray is getting knocked out next turn as well. And what have we got in hand? We've got the Rare Candy. We've got everything that we need, really. Potentially, do we go for... We're going to go for a Nest Ball just in case they take the Luxray out. We can actually get the Bidoof on the bench then. A little bit of boy. A little bit of boy. Never mind. Never mind. Just hovering over a Rare Candy there. Alright, so the Manaphy is coming back, it would seem. It's a bit of a strange move to me. I bench the Manaphy again. I don't really know why. Wow, this is rough for them. This is very rough. They're not going to take knockout on the Luxray either, which causes us a little bit of an issue. Okay, so Rare Candy. Do we just Seeking Fangs? I think we do. We are going to Seeking Fangs for... What are we going to look for? What are we going to look for? We're going to look for... No, sorry, wrong one. We're going to look for Avery in case they do find some combos at some point during this game. And Path. Just in case it is Arctina. Don't think it is. I think it is just going to be a standard Giratina Lost Box. But you never know. These are the sort of things we need to be considering. At the moment, we're in a slightly rough position as well. I've caused myself to have 4 supporters in hand. Again, I do contemplate now updating this. Just to include things like Earthen Vessel and stuff like that. Might be a little bit more useful. Also, Professor Turo's scenario would be useful mid-game. If this is still alive, and there are some games I've played it in real life where the Luxray is still going, turn 3 or 4. And it would be useful to get it out of the active, get rid of it, take that liability off the board. But they are just going to use Abyss Seeking again. Which allows us another turn to get fire. And we do get the Bidoof. I think we're going to have to judge. Just take them down to 4 cards. They do get rid of 8 cards. And to be fair, it does seem like those 8 cards aren't doing them a lot of good. So It probably would have been good to leave that there. But we do get to use Seeking Fang again. And this time we are going to go in for a Rare Candy and an Ultra Ball. Because if it stays alive another turn, we do get the chance to go in again for Colrus or something along those lines. This is such a slow start. I'm so surprised. I mean, they have got 4, so they are hitting with Cramorant next turn. Cramorant is weak to electric, though. Not quite. Don't think. Is it 110? 110, and they have got some form of... What are they going to escape rope into? The Comfy, so I'll put that bad boy up. Because that is now hitting for a knockout on the Manaphy if we wanted to. Because next turn the plan is to boss in the Tina. I would suspect if we can boss in that Tina and they don't get another one on the bench before the end of the turn, it's going to be a concede. They get rid of a Grass Energy, so that must have been a decent card that they just flower selected. Level Ball, yeah, definitely. Do they have the switch? Touch switch? Yeah, touch switch. Okie dokie. So they're getting a little bit of momentum going now. They've already attached for turn, so they can't do that again. V-Star's out. Okay. So we are going to have to use Pulse Launcher next turn. We do need an energy card. We don't get, frustratingly. Use that to get rid of both Nest Balls. Then we are going to go in for the second Magnezone. We want these chunky boys all over the place. Worryingly, not taking knockout on the Comfy either. How many cards? They've got 6, so they are ready for Mirage Gate next turn. Use Energy Crush. They are going to Flower Select, which means they are ready for Mirage Gate. We're taking a little bit of a risk there, because if they get the Star Requiem picking this turn, we are done for. That's the saying, isn't it? Done for, not gone for. So okay. Don't think they have any intentions of playing a second Giratina. So they're going to be up to 8 now. Horus would put them up to 10. Would mean they're in the range. I've got rid of one Psychic over there. I've got rid of Energy Recycler as well. I imagine there are Super Rods in this deck. They got rid of a Switch, which they're not going to need at the moment. Conceal cards for the Colrus. I would imagine they're either going to get Mirage Gate from Colrus, or they already have Mirage Gate in hand. Because that's just how Lost Box works. They get rid of Super Rod, so those 3 cards were decent cards. You're not going to be getting rid of Super Rod when you've got this much. Yeah. Sensible option, wasn't it? They do have to find boss then as well. Also lets us get the right hand going. We have then got to find some way of getting the Giratina back in play. Boss. They use this. No, they use Chorus. They're going to take knockout on this. Maybe we can use Raihan as well. Actually, no, we can't. Oh, we can, because that will be in the discard. Okay. Impact 280. Little bit of overkill. But we can take knockout next turn on the Peanut. Because we can use Raihan with... Get the energy from the discard. We get another Raihan as well. Do we want anything else on the bench? No. Yeah, it's not within a worrying range. We can take some of that damage off next turn, but we do get rid of the Gruntina V-Star, which may have been their main out. They have still got a full bench, so I would imagine this is going to go all the way, but we'll see. Because I would be slightly frustrated by that. If they bench another Tina, that is our next target for sure. And we have got the boss as well. But that Magnezone is still in it, which means we can use Elegant Heal next turn. We can then boss in the Tina unless we get Ionode, which would cause us an awful lot of hurt. I'm not going to lie. Grass energies. How many grass energies do we think they're using? I think they just took a water energy, which I would imagine they're going to attach to the Radiant Greninja. Are they going to Lost Mine? Okay. And they're going to boss in the... Uh-oh. This caused issue. Oh no. This caused many issue. Do we play ourselves out of this one then? Are they going to stack them all on the Radiant Tsareena? Yeah. Sensible thing to do. Oh dear. We might be in trouble now. Best thing they could have done really for that situation. Why can we not use the Raihan? Explain to me how that one doesn't allow me to use Raihan. Beach court. They have saved me. Why can I use Raihan now but not before? Boss in the Tina. I totally forgot Beach Court was in play then. Like full on forgot it was in play. So we can take the knockout on the Tina as was originally planned. Oh, read the board next time. Okay, so we have just got to take one prize card now. But they can they take knockout on anything? Potentially. Chorus. What are they going to go in chorus for? There's nothing. Don't think they can do other than the same. Yeah, there we go. So there's the concede. Yeah, a bit of a tough one. I totally forgot the Beach Court was in play, so I was more concerned about the Tsareena being brought up than I should have been. And I've got a feeling that my opponent may have thought the same as well. So as you can see, just adding that Miraidon does make it a little bit more consistent. We were getting the majority of the times that setup quite spot on. Occasionally, you do hit the rough patch and you maybe don't get Miraidon, you maybe don't get that Luxray in play, but 90% of the time, this does start kicking very, very quickly. And that's why I love playing it so much. It caught people off guard, it hits for big numbers when it needs to, and that's why I carried on playing it. But one deck that I always wanted to own was Lugia, and I bought it, managed to get the cards individually, and I bought Lugia, so I'm playing that now. This deck is still fully built in my deck box, and it goes with me every Wednesday to our locals. So there is a chance that it might make a comeback at some point in the future, who knows. But if you do like the content, remember to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, because we'll have loads more of these deck building videos coming to the channel. And if you do like to see these sort of videos, and you do like to see the sort of stuff that I actually play in person, drop a comment and just let me know that you want to see more of that content, because I really like making these videos. So with your support, I can crack on and make loads and loads of these videos. But until next time, thanks for sticking around, guys, and have a great holiday season.